Good evening, and welcome to what is the 5th annual Prism Awards for Photonics Innovation. We have a room full of very bright people, a lot of big ideas, CEOs and product teams, business starters and investors, competitors, people from all over the globe, businesses large and small. The thing that brings us together is we all honor innovation and new products, and we look forward to hearing about several of the most outstanding new products of 2012. The next category is optics and optical components, and our presenter is an experienced entrepreneur in the global optics and laser industries, having founded or co-founded 12 companies over 40 years. He has been involved in the sale or acquisition of 37 companies. He was the chairman, CEO, founder, and co-owner of Melis Griot, and served as non-executive director of Goose & Housego from 1997 to 2012. He has served as a director in over 20 private and public firms and is now down to just 4 board seats. Please welcome Jan Melis, sole owner and CEO of Photonics Investments.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to be here, and it's an honor to be here. I want to say up front, Photonics West is the best photonics show in America. And the guys at SPE deserve a round of applause right now. I've been in the industry for a very long time, even longer than 40 years that Peter mentioned. And to make that point very clearly, yesterday I met a guy who I hadn't seen for a long time. And he looked at me and he said, "Are you still around?" I think he also expected an apology. Again, it is a great pleasure to be here. I would like to, as you know, I've been involved in the industry for a long time, but I would like to take you back a little bit in time to see how I arrived at the situation that Melis Griot came about. And I'd like to take you back to the year 1965, and my wife and my 2-year-old son and I came to the US as immigrants from the Netherlands, and we settled in Southern California. So the first thing you do is you find a place to live, which we did. The second thing I did is you got to have a job. So I made my very first investment in the US economy by buying a 10-cent copy of the Los Angeles Times, looking through the classified ads for a job. And there it was, a very nice looking ad by a company called Kirby. Kirby was in the vacuum cleaner business. Vacuum cleaners. I didn't even know what a vacuum cleaner meant. By the way, I think it was a stupid name. Who on earth wants to clean a vacuum? Doesn't make any sense. So I checked in the dictionary what it was. And you know what? Back home we call these things dust suckers. Which is what they do, they suck dust. So I called the phone number in the ad, and I was asked to come in the next day for an interview. So when I got there, I saw them, dust suckers all over the place. So the sales manager interviewed me, and for some reason I still don't know, he liked me and he said, "You're hired. I want you to come back tomorrow for training." So next morning I showed up at the office, and I heard a lot of singing going on. Early in the morning, so I looked at my watch. Maybe I'm too early, maybe there's a party going on. No, these guys were singing a battle song to get them in the selling mood. And they sang the following: "Kirby here, Kirby there, Kirby everywhere." That's what it meant. Very intellectual. So I got my training. They told me how these things worked together, and it was a fairly complex machine. So I was sent home again and supposed to report the next morning for my first day on the job. What the office did, they actually made an appointment with all the housewives that we were supposed to demonstrate the machine to. So you didn't have to go door to door like the fill the brush sales guy. That wasn't that bad. So I got to the office again, got my machine, went to my first appointment, The lady of the house opened the door. I opened my machine, plugged it in. You know what happened? The darn thing started to blow air. I said, my gosh, you know, what's going on? So in panic, I called the office. I said, you gave me a bad machine. They said, dummy, you put the hose on the wrong end. Jeez. By that time, the lady of the house got fed up and told me to get out. Now, one thing that the sales manager emphasized over and over again is that you got to get him on the dotted line. Get him on the dotted line? What the heck does that mean? So they explained that to me. Well, there have been 2 occasions where that became a somewhat delicate situation. The ladies of the house, they told me they loved the machine, but they just could not afford it. And they asked if there was any possible way, if the bill could be settled on more natural terms. You know, being a young guy, you know, that sounded pretty attractive. But, you know, I thought also, if I go back to the office without a signed contract and without my dust sucker, they're going to be firing me on the spot. So it was no option. So basically, that didn't work very well. How my career at Kirby came to an end is when I demonstrated the machine to a husband and wife. Big guy, 250 plus, and lady of the house was not far behind. Lovely people, and they liked the machine very much. The guy particularly liked the brushes that you could polish your car with very much. They signed the contract. I went back to the office to announce one more happy sale. About 3 days later, the guy called me at the office. I said, Jan, we are so happy with the machine. We'd like to show you our appreciation, and we have a little surprise for you. Come back to the house. So I told that to my sales manager. He said, my gosh, you must have done really a good job. Congratulations. So I went back to the guys again. The guy took me to his garage where his car was parked. And he said, look, yeah, it looks good. Yeah, look again. Sir, it looks wonderful. But then he pointed to a spot on the car. And what did I see? Scratches all over the place. But Jesus Christ, you know, what can I do now? And then out of the corner of my eye, I saw him going after me. Now, this is a 250-pounder. I was a skinny kid at the time. So I dashed out of the house. I went straight back to the office and said, guys, I have had it. I quit. That was the end of my career in that business. After doing some other odd jobs, I was hired by the owner of a fine small optics company called Roland Optics. It doesn't exist anymore, but that's where I worked for 4 years. And during that year period, I wanted to get more involved in the industry, so I decided to join, oh, wait a moment. This is an SPI event, but I joined the Optical Society. Boy, oh boy. Anyway, the local chapter of the society organized bi-monthly meetings where some speaker showed up and he talked about the topic in optics. And afterwards, there was a dinner together. It was at one of those occasions that I first met my future partner, Dick Rio. Dick had a small rep company called Rio Associates, and he wanted to get more involved in the industry than just being a rep. So we talked about, you know, doing something together. But I was very happy working at Roland. The company was doing well, and I didn't want to change. That happened until one day, I never forget that day, on a Monday, I came to the office, and there was a strange guy sitting behind my desk I'd never seen. I said, excuse me, I think you're sitting in my seat. The guy said, I don't think so. So what the heck is going on? Well, let me tell you, we bought the company last Saturday, you were fired. My gosh, I got so happy, man. I didn't even bother to clean my desk. I dashed out, went to the first phone booth I could find, called Dick. I said, Dick, it is time to talk seriously. And that is how Mellor's career came about. It has been a wonderful ride ever since. And again, ladies and gentlemen, as an immigrant, I know it can be tough. This is a great country, and I'm very thankful for that. And now it's time to take a look at our candidates.
If a light bulb, a 100-year-old technology, can be transformed by combining new hardware and software, then anything is possible. The finalists: TAG Optics, TAG Lens 2.0, Telaztech, Anti-Reflection Microstructures, Tornado Spectral Systems, Hyperflux Spectrometer.
And the winner is TAG Optics.
Hi, everyone. First, I guess, thank you very much to the judges and to the sponsor of this fantastic event. My name is Chris Terrio. I'm co-founder and CEO of TAG Optics. I guess first I need to thank my technical co-founder, Professor Craig Arnold, our engineer, David Armhein, and all the researchers who worked on this technology while it was being developed at Princeton University. That includes Marty Tucastella, Alex Melmion-Blondin, Ewing McLeod, and of course a special thanks to Princeton University and their tech transfer office for really helping us bring this technology from lab to the market. 2 years ago, when Craig and I decided to start TAG Optics, quite honestly, we really weren't sure what we were getting into. And so many long nights afterwards, 2 years later, to be standing here in front of you guys receiving this award really means a lot to us. I believe this is actually the second year that an adaptive optics company wins in this category, and we're really excited to be part of this new field that we believe can really help move forward both the photonics and optics industry, as well as the market that it supports. Again, thank you very much. This is really awesome.